Real Action is brought to you by Pertec, with 103 service and supply centres around Australia for all your hydraulic and industrial hose requirements.
G'day, welcome to Real Action. Michael Guest, we've got Tom Rocha and we've got Big Brett Lee. Binga's joined us for a bit of a session in the beautiful Barrington coast. There's so many options here. It is a rugged coastline. We're sort of starting around Broughton Island, and maybe tomorrow morning we might try and run you up the coast a little bit further. Now, I know you love your kingfish, and I've just learnt that your PB snapper's about that big. Is that right?
About this big.
About this big.
Yeah. So I'm excited. The wind's dropped off.
Yep.
You promised me greatness, Bradman.
Greatness, greatness. There's never any promises in fishing. I know that it's quite rough around the other side. There's been a bit of swell, so we might sort of start here, and then we might poke around the corner. And like, we're in the big girl today, in the big boat, but you're going to have to hang on because there's going to be a bit of, rougher stuff. Safety first, of course. We're going to chase some snapper, as I said, maybe even a kingfish tomorrow to see what this wind's backing off. As I said, rugged coastline here on the Barrington, and we'll see what we can find, eh? Let's do it.
Pretty excited.
Let's go.
There he is. Got him.
Yes, Guesty.
Got him. There we go,
Yes,
Binga.
Guesty. Oh, line peeling.
Yeah, it's not a bad fish, actually. Not a bad fish.
Oh, hold on. He ain't done yet.
No, he's not, Binga. Bit of a corral area for the snapper, so this feels like
nice fish.
a nice sort of a quality fish. Here he comes, Bing.
Swing
Get the
him
net
in.
under that one, son.
Swing him
Good
in.
hands.
There you go. That's a fish.
Good hands.
Beautiful
That's a
fish,
fish.
Guesty.
Good hands.
Guesty.
Hang on to that, Tommy.
Gotcha.
It's changing colours a little bit at the moment as far as lures go. That's quite a dark one. It's getting later in the afternoon. Good silhouette with dark colours. I think people sort of have this sort of thing, oh, I've got to have a bright colour on when it's dark.
No.
It's not really the case. I do like those darker lures as it
Absolutely.
gets darker. And that one, paddle tail, is a great lure to use when you're chasing snapper on plastics, Binga, because it's sort of swimming, it's working the whole time, and that tail's just sort of beating as it goes down. Today, we're gonna keep working to try and find your bigger one, mate.
I'm into one.
You're
Here
into
we go.
one?
Yep. Go on, boys.
Oh, he's pulling a bit of string too, mate.
What's going on, Bing?
Well, I think it could be a PB.
A PB, that's what we want to hear on Real
Wouldn't be
Action.
hard.
Nice little snapper. Oh, it looks like the right variety. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yes. Whoop, take a little lift there.
There we go.
There you go,
You
son.
beauty.
Fish, mate.
Hank, grab
good
your fish. Aha.
You beauty.
So your PB was about there, and
Yeah.
we've increased it to about, I reckon I'd give that 45 centimetres.
Yeah, and some I reckon, mate. That's a good fish. I'm
And
happy
some.
with that.
Typical
Plus
fisherman.
GST.
Listen to that,
That's
Andy.
a beauty.
Plus GST. So it's 45 plus
Yeah,
GST.
I'm happy with that.
I like that.
What a beautiful
on
colour.
you.
And what a good fight. Suji's, he went hard. He smacked it. He absolutely destroyed it.
And snapper are one of these fish, and I imagine when you grew up, it was more about catching them simply as a table fish, and a lot of monofilament line and bait, which is still a fantastic way to catch snapper. But the whole sport fishing thing with the super light tackle that we're using here and the soft plastic lures, and because there's no stretch in this polyethylene line in the braid, every time it bumps and shakes its head, you feel it back through the
every
rod.
single movement.
Well done. I'm happy for it now.
He's done well.
Tick the box. That's a PB. Now we're going to try and climb the ladder a little bit harder. We've still got a little bit of light before it gets dark, so we'll keep fishing.
Good work, Bradman.
Tomorrow morning. Good on you. Tomorrow
It's a bit bumpy out here.
It is a bit. Tomorrow morning, mate, we'll try and get into some even bigger ones. Well, it's that time of the day. The sun's going down, and it's a really good time to catch a snapper. We caught a few round the corner there. It was so rough and up and down, and we've just snuck into another spot here, which I marked some bait a bit earlier, and we're just going to try and feed some soft plastics down through the water column in amongst that bait, and there was some snapper in around there too. So we're hoping for a big one. It's a little bit nicer here as well. But I can tell you, it'll be an early start tomorrow morning. We're going to head up the coast and see if we can't upgrade Binga's snapper just that shade bigger, maybe try for a kingfish as well. But I got to tell you, it's been a pretty good afternoon so far. We're into the dark now. It is. It was knock-off time. Binga couldn't help himself. You reckon it's not? Oh, it is a snapper, Binga. I can see it there now.
It's a horse.
Go, it might be your new PB, son.
Oh,
it
nice.
is. It's a good one. Well done. Woohoo! Hey, that's nearly.
Well done, Binga.
It's nearly a chainsaw, that one.
Mate,
You've come home with a wet sail, big fella.
I could sleep well tonight. It is so cold and windy, but look at that. That's all worth it.
There's nothing better than a day on the water, but you want to make it home safely. So remember, one of the most important pieces of safety gear is your life jacket. 8 out of 10 boaters who have drowned in New South Wales waters were not wearing one. The new jackets come in a range of designs so they won't get in the way whether you're chasing a big one or just taking in the sights. Whenever you're out on the water, make sure you and all the crew put one on. Marine Rescue New South Wales, volunteers saving lives on the water.
Well, it's an early start chasing. Well, we've got to sort of go up in the PB for the big fella here, up to 58 centimetres now. We've gone from 30. So we're chasing a snapper across the shallows. Nice sou'wester blowing, shallow reef through here. Once again, fishing along that sort of edge of that spectacular Barrington coast is where we are. And we might even look for a kingfish a bit later on, but I can feel the snapper. New moon was yesterday morning. Great time to be in here. What's left to do? I can see you're shaking.
You know, it's winter, but it feels like Christmas morning to me. So
I love it, I love it.
I'm pumped.
Let's go, guys.
Go, Binga.
Got him on. It looks like a snapper, Bing.
Yeah, it's a snapper.
Oh, nice.
Not a PB, I don't think, but
Mate, it's a start for the morning. Looks like a snapper, that one.
yeah. It's good fish.
And good fun. That's the rod that Binga's using there. Brett's Guide is a 8 to 15 kilo rod, some 20-pound braid and a bit of 30-pound leader. And I think only a 1/4 ounce jig head this time in the morning, so letting those lures flutter down into the water column. I'll crank mine in, Brett, and give you a hand.
Oh, he's a nice fish, mate.
A good one? Oh, perfect. Perfect size snapper for this time of the morning.
There
There you
we
go,
go.
sir. I shall hand that to you. Good start. You're on the board early.
I am.
So is that just a single to get off the mark, are we going to
Little
say?
single one off the hip.
They're a real predator, aren't they, mate, when you look at that? So that looks like, I guess, some sort of small bait fish. But I guess people think about snapper as this sort of fish that just hugs the bottom. But this time in the morning, they come up so high in the water column, sit up above the bait, looking at the sounder. We've got the conventional sounder picture, side scan, and that sort of down scan picture, and using the GPS to set up our drift line, and trying to find these fellas up and amongst the bait. And the ones that are high in the water column, they're the ones that are going to smack your lure,
He
aren't
was
they?
very aggressive. He hit hard, hit twice, and loaded up twice, and sunk the hook.
All right, mate, good start. Let's grab one of these. Seen this early. It's a few cuttlefish, but you get sort of dead cuttlefish up on the surface this time of year. So I'm just going to go a white, absolute white soft plastic, like all of them. Just make sure you line it up nice and straight. Good hook penetration. That's a 1/4 ounce jig head. And there it is, ready to go. And that'll work. Got one more left in there. I'll hide these ones from the boys. They don't know about the white one at the moment. All right. No, I'm right, Brett. Nothing going on over here, mate. It's all good. This is a very competitive boat today. I'll just say it's very competitive here at the minute. Out the way.
Going on the drench if you're not careful, mate.
Oh, the bait.
Oh, I heard that gusty.
Bit bigger, that one?
Yeah, a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and the bait, if you can just have a swing around, have a look at the sounder there at the moment. That is just a massive bait. That's what we're looking for. You can see even from here on the down scan and the conventional picture there, it's just a massive bait. And this time of the morning, a snapper are going to be high in the water column. So, oh, that looks a bit better, Brett.
It's a better fish.
Mate, I'll even wind in. I wouldn't normally do that for anyone else, but I'm going to wind in. Oh, Oh, yes,
We're getting bigger.
that is a better fish, that
If I
one.
can land him.
You can land him. If the sea's well hooked, should be able to just pick him straight up. I reckon. Straight up and in.
Oh, nice fish, Binga. Well done, mate.
How good.
How good, all right.
Oh, man, this is getting better and better and better.
Turn that head onto the camera. Have a look at that. That's what, if you're a bait fish or a squid or an octopus, imagine that thing coming at you with its pectoral fins out this time of the morning. They just lit up. You can see that that dorsal fin up. There's other
Beautiful.
pectorals there, the lower fins there, and those pectorals. They're a probably
Hold him,
scary
Binga.
proposition.
Got him.
I reckon. If I'm a bait fish, I'm not wanting to see that thing cruising around this time
Look
of
at the
the
size of
morning.
the bump on his head too.
He's starting to get one there, isn't he? Hello, mate. Oh, go, Binga.
Go, Binga.
Got him there, bud. Do you want me to grab this one for you as well, I suppose? Hey, I'm just your net man.
Well, he's a nice
sort of-
table-sized fish, this one.
sort of the net man. All right, I'll give him a wrap. Oh, beautiful. He's a nice little fella. You know what? I'll let you deal with that. There you go. As you said, you did call that a table-sized fish. I reckon that's exactly what that is. Perfect table-sized fish. Give it a comfort lift. Just got to be really careful when you're handling snapper. Obviously, if you ever run your fingers up the wrong way, you're going to get spiked that way. They've got a really savage set of fins down underneath there too. So they're one of those fish that can be quite hard to hang on to. That's come out really easily, and I reckon it's had a little bit knocked around, but he's right for another cast, that lure. Didn't you just rig that one up?
A little bit of claret coming from the fingers, so that's a beautiful fish.
No,
Once
good
again,
one.
Guesty.
Well done,
Yeah,
bud.
no, I did. That's right. Oh,
That's me, mate. So you must be, where are you? Just look for your rudder.
oh, hang on. This is a better
Oh,
fish.
that's a better
that's
one.
a
It's a
proper
better
one.
fish. This is a fish. This is a good fish.
Yeah, that's a good one, mate. Keep going, just till you're right there, Binga.
Peeled a bit of
good,
string
mate.
up you there, Bing.
Yeah.
He's come up a bit higher, actually, so I think we're right. Tommy,
Yeah.
I think we can keep drifting through there. As long as if it's a really big snapper over these shallow reefy areas, I'll actually start the petrol engine. At other times we use an electric motor and we can follow a fish around. But just with those bigger fish, those fish that are sort of that 3 to 4 kilo, that's actually arcing around up high, that fish. You don't know, that sort of 4 to 8 kilo, that first 5 or 6 seconds, is it a real big fish? I'm actually not convinced this is a snapper, to
Neither
tell you
am
the
I,
truth.
actually. It's sitting very high.
Yeah, so it could be.
I think it's about to take off, Binga. Hold on.
Oh, that's a better one, Binga. That's a better one, Binga. Come on, son.
Swing him over.
Sneak him over, sneak him over. Oh, come on, Tommy.
Now we're
Look at
talking.
Hey,
Well done, Bing.
Now we're talking. That is a good fish.
I said 70. I reckon you're getting closer, mate. You're getting closer. Oh, Binga, that is definitely a PB for you, son.
Woohoo!
Give him a bit of a cut off.
Oh, I'm going to try and flip him around here.
That's it.
Nice fish, mate.
Well done. That's the go. They're getting longer. I reckon that's probably up near your 70. I said try and get you to 700. And it's that next, isn't it? I see when you loaded it, you went, this is a good fish,
Yeah,
this is a
I
good
knew
fish.
straight away.
Yeah, and you could just tell straight away.
Well, it's
early
hard
in
for
the
me,
morning.
Guessy, because I've never been in the 70s much, mate, with a bat.
No,
Really?
what was your top score Test cricket?
60s.
60s? It was you and McGrath was sort of fighting it out there for a little while, weren't you? Didn't
Oh,
McGrath get a 60 as
Pidgey's
well?
a good number 11. Hey, Glenn. Dunk him in.
Oh, I reckon. Slide him
Go
in there.
home, Snappy.
There he goes. Woo! Yep, yes,
Oh,
yes,
that's a
yes.
fish.
That's a good one.
Bet on
What are you
Guesty.
calling? 80s?
No, not that big, I don't think, mate. It's a
good fish.
Yeah, it's a solid one. Binga was saying to me, Guesty, are we coming into the zone? I said, you've only got to look on the screen at the sounder and know you're coming in, because there was some seriously nice bait there, and we've got a tide change at 8:30 this morning. We're getting very close to that. And those peak bite times are late in the afternoon, early in the morning, and a tide change. And we've got two of them happening. We've got an early start with some really nice cloud cover and a tide change happening now.
I think this is bigger than 76.
Oh, what did you get? 76?
Yeah.
77?
That's a good fish.
I think it's a pretty good one. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good one. So you might have to pull that net out of this gun.
You know what
there,
happened
mate?
as you lit up? I lit up as well, and I got smoked off, lost everything.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Wow. I didn't see that happen, but I reckon we're getting close, mate. We're getting close. Such good fun on this tackle, I tell you. Such good fun. And if you've never caught a
good fish.
snapper on a soft
It's a
plastic,
really good. Swinging this way.
that is a
It's
solid
great
one,
fish.
mate. That is a cracker.
There we go, guesty.
All right. Whew. I'm on the board. Come in here, Tommy.
Well done, mate.
Have we been absolutely towed up by the big man
It's about time we got one
this
back on
morning?
him.
It's about time. Hang on to that.
Gotcha.
Hang on to that.
Whoa. All right, we'll give him a bit of a comfort cuddle there for a minute. Oh, gee, that's very personal there.
He's getting close.
He's getting close. I'll give him a little ring grip on the tail.
Look at that.
Look at that, it's a solid fish. Wow,
Beautiful
wow.
specimen.
And fought really hard. That's quite a solid fish if you look through that way. I'll give that a ring grip on the tail. Very, very heavy fish, that one, heavy built fish. They fight so hard. And look, that same lure's been doing it pretty well so far. Not much has changed in that department, that's for sure. All right, that's a beauty. Off you go, son. Go on, away you go. Oh, look at that.
How good.
Look at those big long drifts happening while we're snapper fishing at the moment, and I've just popped the electric motor down. And if you don't get your drift quite right, it's a really handy tool. Instead of starting the, well, Brett just had a bite while we're doing that. Instead of starting the big engine, I can just adjust our drift position. So I'm watching the GPS, so I can see where my drift line is. Not quite right, just either move us forward or back a little bit to get that drift in the exact right place. And that's it's an important part of that snapper fishing. If you want to catch a big fish, that stealthy approach is key.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
How cool is that, Binga?
Just launching next to the boat.
There's a whale, so we've just drifting through here. We actually just pulled up with the electric motor just for a minute because there's a heap of bait here, and actually Brett's throwing a stick bait around. Tommy's over there throwing a plastic for a snapper, and there's a whale here feeding on some type of bait fish. I don't think they're slimy mackerel. I'm not sure what they are, but it's actually got it's swum up to the boat. We haven't gone anywhere near it, have we? And it's just swimming around us eating baits. It's a pretty amazing scene, that's for sure. There he is over there.
There he is.
Got him on that time. Oh, he's a nice fish too.
Whoa! 80.
Oh, haven't turned him yet. Big school of slimies and I've chucked straight in the middle of them. Oh. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
You right, bud? Just doing a bit of driving here. Tom's on a nice fish, so we just wanted to
Good there, mate.
make sure we get on top of those fish. They just go training along the bottom, and that's how they're going to crack you off just on that shallow reef. So,
He's a good fish, mate.
This is a nice one. Oh. Feel his tail hitting the line there. I think he might be a nice one, Gassy.
you right? Talk to me, Tommy. You happy with the boat there, mate?
Yeah, looks good there. Looks good there. Straight up and down.
Yeah, so important, as I said. We're just a little bit of quick driving. Quite often we've got the electric motor down, and I use that electric motor just to move us around, but that time I just had to really get on the throttle a bit harder, and we can go a bit softer. Tommy can go a bit softer on his hands there now on that tackle, and he's on a slightly lighter tackle, a 6 to 10 kilo rod. But I can tell you, I'm looking down there.
That's a good fish.
Crystal clear water and a really good snapper. Oh, Tommy, that's a
You got
cracker.
that net there, Bing?
I'm ready, mate.
Hang on, I'll bring him
in.
over. Oh, good job.
Yes.
All right,
That's
that's
got
what we
some weight.
came for.
There we go.
That's got some weight, mate.
Yeah,
Thank you.
baby.
Thanks, Bing.
Well done, mate.
That fish
That
up.
is a
Animal.
cracker.
Yeah,
I reckon he's got the day done there.
he's got me, for sure.
He's definitely got both of us, mate. That's a beautiful big fish. Yes, yes, yes,
There
yes.
he is.
Look at that.
That's a solid one, that
Happy
one.
days.
Slightly
bump
different
too.
profile lure, I noticed you've gone for that big, long, that's a jerk shad profile, big, long 9-inch. And they say big lures, big fish, and I've got to
That's
say
it,
it's
mate.
paid off.
There's a bit of bait work in there. Looks like a couple of slimies busting up, so try to match the hatch a little bit with that bigger jerk shad.
And there's still bait. Look at it behind us. So we've drifted through that bait school. Now, what we will do, and it's so important, to use that stealthy approach when you're snapper fishing. It's busting up all around us. We'll just drift through here nice and quietly. Wait till we get off the back of the reef and we'll go right back around and come through. There was a whale there as well.
There was, it was all
Well, you hooked the whale for a minute.
Big lure, big fish, big smile.
Oh, absolutely. That's a 6. He's hit that one for a 6, Binga, I reckon.
That's it, out of the park.
Oh, dear.
Now that's a cracking catch. If you've been catching some ripper fish lately, then send your photo into our Alfab's Cracking Catch competition at the Real Action Facebook page. To get you hooked up every week, we're giving away a Penn rod, reel and line combo, an awesome Scanstrut Rock wireless phone charger and inflatable waist belts from BLA, along with some great gear from Valvoline to keep your marine engine and trailer lubricated.
Well, check that out. That's a beautiful big snapper. We've been fishing the magnificent and the rugged Barrington coast, chasing a few. Got this bloke onto his PB, which is pretty
Well done,
cool.
mate. Well done.
Which has been really good. I tell you, sensational stuff. Get yourself some light tackle sport fishing. Get into this, because I tell you, it is just next level. Brett Lee, Tom Roche, and Michael Guest, Real Action. I tell you, that's been pretty damn good. We'll get the lure out of this one and let it go. See you
Get him
next
back.
time. Bye now.
Let's get him
Well done,
back,
mate.
eh?
Yeah, give that one a swim. Woo. Off you go. Go on, mate.
Oh, beautiful.
Real Action brought to you by Dog Pro Plus. Look after your best mate with a complete and balanced diet. Hyundai high performance forklifts, smart technology and safety, they're the driver's choice.